10,000 days on earth I've waited all alone. rescue. I hope you made. Left fixing the phone, mixing your liquids, now you're left for dead. Just pay your debts. Flow, the moon is calling. A souvenir, a Sue's rescue. I hope you made. Left fixing the phone, mixing your liquids, now you're left for dead. Just pay your debts. Flow, the moon is calling. A souvenir, a Sue's rescue. I hope you made. Left fixing the phone, mixing your liquids, now you're left for dead. Just pay your debts. Flow, formidable opponent, an angry crackpot, formidable opponent, dangerous nature, formidable opponent, you can walk out, formidable opponent, you have the choice. Formidable opponent, angry crackpot, formidable opponent, dangerous nature, formidable opponent, you can walk out, formidable opponent, you have the choice. Testing to space. What's up, y'all? Let me know if you can hear me okay. Just trying to get this mic set up. The weather's quite challenging, as I wrote in the chat. It's really wet and atmospheric are screwing up the view, but we roll on through the night. Hope everyone's doing okay. Let's get some chat going while we got a blurry ass Jupiter. Figure chat a little bit. What's up, everybody in the chat room? Sorry, did I blow it out? Hope I didn't blow it out. Alright, sweet. What's up, Awake? What's up, Junkfinger? What's up, Dapple? What's up, Ellie? What's up, Rockstar? What? What's up, Wolf River? Yo Q? Virgo? What's up, Wide Awake? Boss Ross? Ready to hit the hot fire? Ready to hit hot fire. I keep always adding that "the" in there. Who else we got? I know I saw Mary somewhere, right? Hi, Mary. Trapstar was here earlier. What's up, what's up, what's up? Alright, so we're tracking Jupiter for at least another 30 minutes or so, maybe an hour. I had the moon on cam earlier, but not on the scope, so unfortunately it's really not set up for streaming in the west, but I hope you guys caught a little view of the crescent moon and Venus setting in the west. Really dope view there. Rockstar, you caught me. Yeah, major, man. That's pretty funny. John Finger Jeremy says, Chris, do you think Jupiter is Nibiru?
I think that Saturn was called Nibiru, but who can be sure? It's just speculation on ancient ruins, but probably one of the planets was called Nibiru. Drinking that tap water makes you even drier. Alright, so I'm going to zoom back into Jupiter now that I'm settled on the mic. Ask away if you have any questions about it. I've been researching a lot of, obviously, the electric universe stuff about Jupiter and how Juno has photographed these counter-rotating currents at the poles, showing aurora. There are pictures of that, and there are even pictures of the aurora from Earth as well, from the large telescopes. So Jupiter certainly seems electric. Watching these moons go around in these crazy cool orbits makes me think of magnetic pull. Links are in the description for the music, for the gear, and for Electric Universe, Sky Scholar. Go check out, Pierre-Marie Robitaille is now doing videos with Stephen Crothers, crazy mathematicians, just really debunking a lot of stuff. So go check that out. I'm sure I've said it a million times, but worth another pass. So let's get in close to Jupiter. Alright, there we go. I got the 2x Teleview Barlow and the magnifier on the cam. You probably can't see it at the top of the screen, but it's doubling up the image that you can see through the viewfinder. So you got those extra close-up shots. The sweet spot kind of with this 11-inch and even the 8-inch is getting a 2x or a 2.5x Barlow, and then having the zoom on your camera do the rest of the work to bring it to full screen, if anyone's interested in how to do that. Alright, I'm just talking into the space. Find some backing track right here. Taking back space requires dexterity and like 4 arms. So you got lots of atmospheric turbulence on Jupiter. Well, in the skies tonight, of course. Weather's been up and down. I'm sure it's rainy in lots of places in the US right now. Something from Jupiter Sessions. This is a good instrumental. Oh, lots of stuff happened in the chat room while I was looking at Jupiter. Don't drink the water. Yep, I know. But what can you do? You gotta deal with what we're dealing with. Saturn seems to have the most occult affiliation. I'm reading some chat room comments. Terrestrial, what's going on? I remember you. I think it's even referred to as the black sun by some. All right, Saturn. Forgive me for my dry mouth. I know y'all can hear it. But yeah, Saturn is considered a lot of different things. I mean, the Babylonians worshipped Saturn. There's reference to Saturn as the proto-sun in the electric universe model, where it was a brown dwarf. But, we have misconceptions about what a brown dwarf actually is, but Saturn may have been huge and had a red glow sheath to it, an electromagnetic red sheath, and provided all the moisture and the kind of red glow to Earth and Mars, maybe even 10,000 years ago. And there are models, I've been spending a lot of time re-going through the Electric Universe videos and all the stuff and putting together different a few more of the gaps have been filled. as you watch these videos about 20 times, it finally sinks in. James Cloud, what's going on, says, why is it wavy? It looks like it's underwater. Terrestrial says, yeah, so it looks underwater because our skies are filled with water, essentially. I mean, atmosphere is made of water. I mean, it's invisible to us kind of as we walk around, but the atmosphere and the air around us is completely filled with water. As you get higher up, towards higher magnetic densities in our atmosphere, it turns into kind of these force winds that you can see going across the surface of Jupiter. It's not really on Jupiter, it's just the sky about 3 miles up. And then the huge wavy blurs that like just happened, if you're matched up with my voice, you'll see like it kind of completely goes out of focus. Those are kind of turbulent, I guess magnetic or turbulent winds, but I guess winds shouldn't really be screwing up optics. But you know how heat from a rising street, I guess the sun reflecting on a hot street will give that kind of illusion of wavy patterns. So maybe it's something like that. Terrestrial was mentioning that I got mentioned on Secure Team 10 for a Jupiter transit way back when. That was, I ended up kind of looking that up. That was one of the first times I filmed like what's supposed to be, you know, I think it's 20,000 kilometers up. It's a geostationary satellite, a GPS in the title. I went back and researched it and it turned out to be that. Apparently those satellites take a lot longer to transit the sky. And because I tracked that video for about 10 minutes solid until it disappeared behind the horizon. That was from the last place I was scoping at. Now I don't have that kind of luxury, but I did Hubble a couple of weeks back and got like, I don't know, 60 degrees down to the ecliptic. And it's so funny when you talk online, you just kind of want to string together and not have any gaps of silence, but I need to breathe. Breathe. Respiro. All this is my interpretation, obviously, so I'm not trying to tell anyone how it really is. Yeah, and it's quite hot as well in Florida right now. Humidity is maximal. What's up there, Jennifer Page? Yeah, losing some visibility right now on the clouds. Let's turn that up. Yeah, Vision says it is forecast non-stop rain, but you know, I've been looking at the weather, and then of course in the evenings we've kind of had a couple of spots of clarity, so I'm not so sure. I'm kind of sick of checking AccuWeather, to be honest. There's always some shit on the sidebar, like somebody died or got eaten by a lion or some shit like that. Better just look outside, kind of ride the wave. Lost Jupiter, so we'll wait it out for a little bit. Wolfric were saying. He said something about Jupiter supplying the water and stuff to Mars and Earth long ago. Oh, that's what I was. That's a good segue back to what I was talking about Saturn. Proto-Saturn apparently was a red sheath, and it gave rise to this kind of landscape on Earth where you could have, I guess it's called gigantism is what they're calling it. And so you had large humans, you had large plants, fauna, dinosaurs, and the density of the atmosphere and I guess the gravity on Earth must have been different. And this could be something we're in the range of 10,000 years ago and closer to today, things that didn't really necessarily happen 160 million years ago. There are other things that I was reading about or at least I was starting to interpret as the fact that, time could be interpreted differently at different periods in the solar system. So time moves a certain way right now, or we experience time a certain way, but it's not necessarily completely the way it was, let's say, 2,000 years ago. So if time and dates and everything were counted differently at different eras in Earth's life cycle, then what do we really know about speculating 100 million years? James Cloud says, isn't Jupiter the morning star? I believe that Venus is actually considered the morning star because of how bright it is, how hot it is, and how it used to rise and set, of course, with the moon. And a lot of people in the electric universe theory or world, I guess the model, talks about Venus being a comet that disrupted Earth's plasma field. And all the findings that we know about Venus show that it's really uninhabitable and that it's quite young, in fact. It defies all kind of logic that was speculated. Yeah, John Finger says time is a concept that we created. Yes, I totally think that as well. I mean, it's a sequence of events interpreted by a consciousness, if that's anything at all to go by. Yeah, I don't see any Jupiter right now. I'm gonna check it through the eyepiece, though. I'll be right back. Are earthquakes electric? It says Mary. I think, obviously there are geothermic activities and things that happen with, in the model that we know. However, I feel like even the word wind current is based on electricity. I feel that all kind of shapes and patterns, fractals to wind, to orbits, to accretion disks and rings around planets and orbits of planets like being stuck seem magnetic and electric to me, and not really based on mass and gravity in the classical interpretation. Honestly about to lose the view over the window. I didn't realize how late it was already. But just keep tracking for a little bit longer. Yeah, so just to continue talking a little bit about the earthquakes, electricity, I mean volcanoes as well. You have cratering that looks like electric discharge. You have the features on Mars. You have all these different events that are definitely correlated in some way to electric discharge, including heating of stars and planets, and coolness, of course. Wolf River says, too bad Tesla ain't around today. That is a shame, but we do have some good people doing good work. Mentioned them before, but Wal Thornhill, EU, Pierre-Marie Robitaille, Stephen Crothers, even we got, independent people, I think like Theoria Apophysis, Angry Photographer, you might know, has talked about electromagnetism, done amazing work there, written books about it. There are a few people who know what's going on. Really, a lot of the observational science has not been done, and this is what that is. Just getting to know Jupiter a little bit, getting to know the moon, getting to know Saturn a bit more, getting to know what cameras do and what they can't do, what scopes do and what they can't do. I was watching some videos today, some ridiculous stuff, like some podcasts encouraging people not to get scopes and to rely entirely on the big telescopes around the world, and I think that's just pretty ridiculous as a notion. I shall not name podcasts, but that kind of really defeats the whole idea of really being part of it if you have to rely on processed images from laboratories as opposed to your own little gear, sitting outside and kind of experiencing it yourself. Tacos are definitely electric.
My life was taking me so far down the street, and I waited on the corner while she locked up the truck. I said, hey, do you need a fixture? She said, hey, no luck. Different ways, suffering days, I can't even remember my own name. Holds the silver key. The truth is God, you were the one who walked the slay the beast. And it's all around you. I was the one who ever holds the key. Ever holds the truth is God, you were the one who said you slay the beast. And it's all around you. I was the one who holds the silver key. But the truth is God, you were the one who wants you slay the beast. And it's all around you.
Electric Tacos, Medicine Man. Awake says, where is Saturn located tonight? In the west? No, it's actually coming up after Jupiter in like a couple hours. It should clear the horizon. I tried to do it last night, but the weather was pretty crap. We'll see, maybe tonight should be a clear night. Definitely will want to show some good views of Saturn. Smoking tacos. Yeah, I don't know, man. This humidity is kind of brain crushing, to be honest. I just felt so tired all week, but there's lots of cool stuff to watch in the skies. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about Jupiter and stuff people have seen. I don't know if you guys are aware of the range of capabilities of Earth-based telescopes in Jupiter, but really what's fascinating to me is you can see this view right now with an 11-inch scope and a high-powered camera. Kind of get what a 2-inch version, 1.5-inch version of Jupiter on your screen with a 2x multiplier. Right, when you zoom in with the camera zoom, you can kind of get it full screen, but the detail is a bit grainy. Now, obviously, tonight is not a great example, but generally speaking, I'm curious to see, or at least fascinated by, what can be done with Earth-based scopes. And I'm not talking about even large ones in the observatories. I'm talking about there's this cat named Damien Peach, for example, and this other guy, Christopher G.O., who do absolutely mind-bending pictures of Jupiter with, 1 meter to, I think, 12-inch to kind of 3 foot, 3 feet, 3 feet, right? Meter. About meter-long scopes, French Alps, and he gets these incredible pictures of Jupiter. So Damien Peach, if you want to see what the kind of gold standard is for the quality of what you can resolve from a meter scope. But obviously things like Keck and VLT and all these other places have these ridiculously high-powered telescopes, and the pictures from there are not really, it's just so confusing how Damien can put together these fantastic images and with such a small, it's not small, but a meter scope is nothing compared to a 20 or 30 meter scope. That there are definitely those pictures I'm really fascinated to see, interested, to say the least. Chat room's filled with tacos. I'm talking about scopes. That's how it goes. Another day on Earth. Let me flip it. Munchie. What is it, munchies? They're not. True figure for some munchies. Damien, the shots that he has on his website, if you look at his Saturn and Jupiter shots, he's gotten stuff over the years, and you can kind of see the progression of shots, and you can also see his latest stuff that's just the best as far as I've seen come out of amateur astronomy, if you can call it amateur. His stuff is just astounding. They went up to, I think, the Pyrenees or one of the French Alp ranges, and he did it with a team, and the pictures are just forget it. So I would encourage everybody to kind of check that out, so you kind of know what's possible. But even then, that's just it makes me just more enticed to kind of have a huge scope at my disposal. Hey, peace out, Junk Finger Jimmy. Thanks for stopping by. This would even perform so much better if it were, obviously darker skies, but even higher elevation. We're fighting all sorts of obstacles to kind of get a good shot. And even then, on certain nights, it's freaking awesome. You get to see Jupiter up close. I love the way I'm talking while it's the crappiest view I've had in a while. So we're looking at Jupiter in kind of relief right now. I have the gain turned up pretty high. Above Jupiter was, what was it? That was Europa, I believe, and then underneath is Io and then Ganymede, shining quite brightly tonight. If we pull it all the way down, check out Callisto just hanging out way there at the top. There you are. Ooh, cool. Alright, just a couple more tunes, then I'm gonna go raid the fridge, as Mary's putting it. That's the exactly what I was just thinking. I was like, oh, tacos? I don't know. 5 minutes later, I'm thinking about a meal. Like, what can I make? Just search DamienPeach.comics. Here, hold on, I'll find it for you.
Cutting right through the atmosphere for you. Your mind's made up, my dear. Spending all time and my mind holds up. Mysterious situations come to you. What I do know, my gear.
Hey, what's up there, Roger? Good to see you. My fridge is rating me, says Boss Ross. I just posted a link for y'all. I don't even have ramen. Oh, just some bread on hand. Bread and peanut butter. La dîner de champion. I think that's good. An hour stream is good. Keeping it manageable. I appreciate y'all coming by, as always. Space family. Small group of people paying attention. That's good. 10 p.m. I think it's time for my munchie time. So with that, Mary Quite says, how soon till full moon? It's gonna be another probably eight days or so before I can start streaming from this scope. So at that point, then I can do kind of a proper live show with some music. But right now, I have one hand on the tracker, one hand on the scope, trying to keep everything going at once. So anyway, I appreciate all y'all as always. Enjoy y'all munchies and everybody's evening. I can barely speak tonight, I think I'm saying something, but the words come out all screwed up. And you know what kind of a wordsmith I usually am. So, hope you like the morsel of Jupiter. Check out Damien Peach's stuff, I put it in the channel. Check out the links in my description for some of that Electric Universe goodies. And yeah, have a great rest of your night. May 29th, full moon, right? That's 12 days, but I guess before the full moon around 90% wax and gibbous, we can kind of take a look at it maybe in the evening. So look forward to that, and then maybe Saturn later tonight. All right, friendly friends, peace. I don't know if you have anything left to say. Hey Dagger, Miguel, yeah, just about to wrap it up right here. Brain is totally melted. It's like humidity is at like 6,000%, and Jupiter is about to disappear. But thank you for stopping by, and real cool blows for sure. All right, my peeps, peace.